Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen podcast. I'm your beautiful, lovely host, BoredGamer. I'm joined by Zinnia as well. Say hi, Zin.
Hi, Zin.
Perfect. It's September 2nd. We're in the middle of September. We've got a winner of the ship showdown.
We're at the beginning of September.
It's the middle. It's the best part. We're at the start of September. There you are.
Yep.
It's September. The ship showdown. By the time you see this video, we should have a winner for the ship showdown. It'll be the Polaris. Well, we'll come to that in a second. Alpha 4.3.1 is going to go out to PTU at some point, and it will be released at some point this month. We'll be talking about that. I want to talk a little bit more about what Chris Roberts said about GTA 6 versus Squadron 42. We've got an update for No Man's Sky, which I want to talk about because it's actually a pretty big update. And it's the road to CitizenCon. CitizenCon is less than 6 weeks away. And it's exciting. Woo! Are you excited, Zin?
Woo!
Are you haunted?
Yes.
Perfect. How are you? How you doing? How was your weekend?
I'm all right. My weekend was okay.
Because we're doing this on a Tuesday rather than a Monday, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. How's your start of September?
It's going good.
Perfect. This week at Star Citizen, there was a post. Later on today, there's going to be some RSI voluntary sub update thing where they talk about the flair and stuff that you can get if you're an RSI subscriber and some cool stuff for that. They announced their ship of the month, all that sort of jazz. I've been really liking the last couple of months the sub flair stuff. I really liked the Valakar and the ASD sort of firefighter uniform. Have you liked any of the sub items, Zin, or just like, yeah?
I'm a bit meh about them.
Yeah. Anything that would be like if they had a new Star Kitten suit or something like that? What would you like to see?
I don't know. I like my current Star Kitten suit, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not sure. Like, I kind of have my loadout and I'm happy with it, so...
Yeah, that's totally fine. I think a lot of people get quite grumpy at the Star Kitten outfits for some reason. I like the expression. Wednesday, we've got a monthly report, which will be really interesting because obviously it's the run-up to CitizenCon at the moment and lots of updates going on with Star Citizen and the year of playability. And Thursday, we've got a Squadron 42 newsletter, which was absent from last month. We were expecting it in August. They do them every couple of months, but they basically said they'll come out when they're ready. For whatever reason, they want to release them. Stuff's going to change once they announce a hard date for Squadron 42 and start a traditional advertising campaign, in my opinion. But do you think that Squadron 42 will have a traditional advertising campaign with like YouTube videos and turn up at the Game Awards and things like that?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably, I guess.
Because it's going to be interesting to see how traditional media change their tune with Squadron 42 and Star Citizen once they're paying for ads on their websites.
Yeah.
It's just saying. It'll be interesting to see. Anyway, later today, on the 2nd of September, we will find out who the winner of the ship showdown is. So, as I said, by the time you see this video, it should have been announced that the Polaris is the winner. I assume that's what you assume as well?
Yeah.
It's winning the votes.
I really wanted the Zeus to beat it, but...
Well, it's Asgard versus Polaris, so it's unlikely.
Yeah, no, but I mean the previous
yeah,
Polaris versus Zeus.
Well, I wanted the Raft to be in the top two, to be honest.
Yeah.
And criminally, a load of ships that I wanted to turn up in the ship showdown just weren't there at all. So Mercury Star Runner, for example, my baby, I would have very much liked to have been there. And the F8, stuff like that. But I'm interested to know who people are rooting for, who they hoped were in the sort of ship showdown but wasn't there, who they think is going to win next year, although it could just be one of the new ships for sure. It's a shame they didn't allow the Idris to be eligible for it.
Well,
it's only because they said about the free flight, right?
Yeah.
But they could have still made it eligible to be voted on and just gone, yeah, it's eligible to be voted on, but whatever I think it's the Polaris probably, whatever was the last loaner ship, that should have been given instead to people that, I don't know. But CIG sold 24 waves of Idrises during the ship showdown. I think, looking at the numbers, looking at the funding, that they sold between 1,200 and 2,400 Idris, because there were obviously going to be store credit Idris as well as ones bought with real money. So it is relatively hard to tell, and there's no exact numbers that CIG have given us. Hopefully they'll come out and say, oh yeah, we sold this amount this time. I think it would be useful. Why hide it? I do think as well that we need a capital ship category at the ship showdown next year. Are you hoping there could be any changes next year at the ship showdown?
I don't know. So I kind of like the whole new
categories.
Categories, yes, thank you. I like the whole new categories of ships because you get more variety.
Yes.
However, you still get the same problem of, well, it doesn't matter because these ships aren't going to make it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, literally having an underdogs category.
Yeah.
They're underdogs for a reason, typically. They might get memed up, but you might as well have a meme ship category instead.
Yeah.
I think that would be actually fairer, oddly. It's sort of interesting. It's supposed to be a bit of fun, and it's a cool thing for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. It's tradition as well. I like what they do with it. It makes sense, but I do always think it could be done a bit better. The free fly seemed pretty successful this year, so let me be more specific. It wasn't as on fire as it normally is. So normally everything's on fire, everything's broken during a free fly. It causes more problems because there's more people trying to do stuff and be on the servers, and they've just like had a major patch and everything's broken. But because of the monthly patches and CIG being reasonably good at fixing the bugs now, and Star Citizen just being in a more playable state, I think the free fly was pretty successful, at least compared to previous years. What are you thinking with that? Do you think, well, Star Citizen's still an alpha, it's still going to be broken, or do you think, actually, yeah, Star Citizen does seem to be pretty playable compared to what we had last year and the year before?
I mean, it is a bit more playable, isn't it?
I think significantly so. I mean, we were arguing, or at least talking about gameplay and sort of like how they should do the Onyx facilities rather than we can't play the game, which is often what we talk about, like stuff breaking.
Yeah.
Because when you're trying to get footage, especially as a pair, if one of you has a problem, both of you effectively have a problem. And when you're testing the new stuff, you're much more likely to have a problem. But it's a lot better now, especially on the live builds. Obviously, with the Onyx facilities, we did have loads of problems during the PTE build, like falling through the floor and a lot more PvP and stuff like that. But, I mean, PvP isn't actually a bug or anything. It's just, well...
It should be.
Well, it depends on what they're trying to do. So, with 4.3.1 and the new wing opening, obviously they've got the AI FPS turrets and stuff like that going to be turning up. I don't think cooperative zones are going to be in there yet. I hope they are. I do think the Onyx facilities were supposed to be the test bed for these cooperative zones, which would have had more level of enforcement of non-PvP. But we'll have to wait and see exactly how that plays out, because I do want non-PvP areas. I do. And you might disagree with that, and you're more than welcome to, and I might change my mind in the future. I don't want every area to be non-PvP. That would be crazy. CIG have made a load of money during the free fly and the ship showdown. It's hard to argue that their marketing is bad. I mean, it might be predatory in some ways with their monetization, but they seem to be making a ridiculous amount of money. I think they might make 150 million by the end of this year, which is 30 to 40 million more than they made the previous year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, we don't know yet. But I do think that a Squadron 42 release hard date and them selling Squadron 42 on pre-order, like if they did that at CitizenCon, would go a huge way to making a ridiculous amount of money. Do you think that's probably the plan at CitizenCon this year?
Probably. If they're hoping to release it next year, unless they're hoping to release it... No.
They said 2026.
Yeah.
And they've been consistent about it and recently reiterated it. Well, let me jump into this. So we talked about this last time and I've done a video on it, but there was a French article from the press talking about GTA 6 versus Squadron 42, basically. And, well, I mean, wasn't specifically talking about that, but it was talking about CIG Montreal studio now being renamed from Turbulent to CIG Montreal. But Chris Roberts said Squadron 42 and GTA 6 are going to be launching in 2026, and we're hoping that Squadron 42 will be almost as big an event. And other than GTA 6, it's probably the biggest budget AAA game that year. I think actually he meant in general, ever. So what do you think about that statement?
I think it's a bit of a rich statement.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a bit of a rich game.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said in your video that you did on the articles talking about this, GTA 6 has a lot to stand on.
Yes, huge pedigree, studio that's been there for decades. I mean, people will buy GTA 6 just because they love GTA 5. I think that GTA 6 is going to suffer from the same problems that Payday 2 and things like that and Killing Floor 2 suffered from, which is when they come up with a Payday 3 and Killing Floor 3. They're just not as good because they're not as refined as the previous one. The previous one has been there for years and has had a load of expansions, a load of balance, a load of additions, and the new one comes out. And if you want to play multiplayer, so I'm talking more specifically multiplayer for GTA 6, because I think the single player for it's going to be fantastic. But the multiplayer for GTA 6, a lot of people are going to be disappointed with, in my opinion, to start with, because it's just not got as many cool stuff But yeah, eventually GTA 6, probably going to be absolutely fantastic game. Yeah, I just think it's an interesting one. I think, obviously, they're hugely different games, and obviously there's going to be a lot more people buying GTA 6 than there is Squadron 42. I do think that Squadron 42 can be a hugely successful title, and I do think that for space sim fans or anyone that's not a fan of GTA 6, it's obviously going to be a bigger release. Very excited for it.
I was going to say, I'll obviously be playing Squadron 42 when it releases because I've already bought it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be playing GTA 6 when it releases because it'll probably be about 80 or 90 quid.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And again, when you're talking about multiplayer for stuff, I think GTA 6 is going to benefit from just giving it a bit of time for people to make cool stuff for it. Actually, so this segues very nicely talking about No Man's Sky. So No Man's Sky, they've released the Voyagers update. With the update 6.0, the Voyagers update, it adds a load of stuff that Star Citizen does or wants to do. So this is multi-crew. You have expansive customization of a Corvette-sized ship, both exterior and interior. You can traverse the interior. There's EVA. It's got suitable multiplayer missions. You play this with a group all on the Corvette together, and there's just generally loads of improvements. It's obviously not going to be as spaceship battle-y, or it's a lot shallower than anything that Star Citizen's doing or planning to do, but it is cool. And for people that want a more arcadey jump into to a game with their mates and multi-crew a ship and customize a ship, there's a huge amount of customization for it. Do the ships look as good as Star Citizen ships? Well, no, but you can build them how you want. So maybe for some people, yes. What do you think about that sort of stuff? Do you think, oh, that's actually competing with a load of Star Citizen stuff now? Or because it's not a more space simmy like Star Citizen is, do you think that it's not as much of a competitor?
I don't think it's trying to take anything, like any people away from Star Citizen. They're kind of like different games, essentially.
Yeah, No Man's Sky much more exploration-y. But I think that's what a lot of people want from Star Citizen, to be honest.
Yeah, but like I guess if they want to take ideas from Star Citizen, if that's what they've done, then fair enough, go for it.
Yeah, I think they've done it pretty well. So No Man's Sky is a great game, and I absolutely love the fact they went from a No Man's Lie total release debacle where they just hadn't finished a load of stuff they had promised, and they were sort of saying, oh, it is in there. It wasn't, at least in my opinion. I'll say that for legal reasons. They then sat back and updated their game repeatedly to get it into a really good state over many years and constantly release new updates for it, which are free. Like, it's great for that. And you can't argue with that, like, genuinely. It's in a really good state. It's a finished game, and they keep on updating it, and they keep on adding more, and it's cool and it's fun. And if you want that sort of thing, and you want that sort of more arcadey exploration and running around, messing around with your friends, then No Man's Sky is for you. And it's something you can play as well as Star Citizen. Star Citizen is an alpha, and it will get there eventually into a really good state 1.0, maybe by the end of 2028. Squadron 42, hopefully next year, you can play more than one game. And I think that No Man's Sky does that quicker, less risk versus reward type action. What do you think, Sin?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I tried playing No Man's Sky like a little while ago, and I just couldn't get into it. So
yeah, it's because, and I think Star Citizen might suffer from this a bit as well, because it's quite sandboxy, right? Like, there's no sort of, sorry, what's my mission now? Oh, we have to come up with our own mission. Progression for progression's sake. Now, I quite like progression for progression's sake in Eve and things like that, but it does feel like there's more. I think I'm driven by capitalism in Eve. I can just make more money as a big tick box. And hopefully the economy in Star Citizen will drive me in the same way to play Star Citizen in the same way that I used to play Eve and things like that. I think it will. I'm very much looking forward to Star Citizen getting a bit more meat on its bones, everything coming together, and the economy. I think crafting and stuff like that is going to be a big draw for me. Base building, crafting. Very much looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm interested to know if people play No Man's Sky, what they think of the Voyagers update. How does it compare to Star Citizen in their point of view? Talking about Star Citizen, Zin.
Are we talking about Star Citizen?
We're going to talk about Star Citizen again. Alpha 4.3.1. It's supposed to be released at some point this month. When do you think we're going to get the PT? When do you think we're going to get a live build?
Is it in...
No, it's not in Evocati yet.
Okay.
I mean, they've got those tech preview builds for the Squadron 42 updates. They've been running the sort of short Evo tests of those, but the last one was still pretty unstable.
I don't think they're going to be anything to do with this. Probably end of the month then. 24th of September.
Okay. So the last couple of patches they've released mid of the month, but I think you might be right there. Do you think this is going to be the last patch until after CitizenCon? Because of course it will be, right?
I mean, unless they release it in like a couple of weeks, then yeah, probably.
Yeah, because CitizenCon's on the 11th, so 11th October. So okay, yeah, that makes sense. Do you think there will be a patch in October, 4.4 or whatever?
Maybe. I'm probably more likely going to be a 4.3.2.
Okay, yeah, that's... So the thing is I don't know what content could possibly be released after this patch. I need to really sit down and think about it. I need to look through monthly reports and stuff like that to try and work it out. It's quite hard to actually tell now from month to month and the way they're moving. I think this is partly by design because I think they're going to show a lot off at CitizenCon of the current direction of how they're getting to Star Citizen 1.0 and what's coming next after the Regen Crisis cycle, because the 4.3.1 is going to be the end of the Regen Crisis story arc, and obviously there's going to be a load more story arcs going on after that, but I think that they have purposefully obscured a load of stuff. What did you think of the Paw video little teaser they had? The one where
Paw?
Preserve wildlife.
Yeah. It was cute.
It's like you laughed, didn't you? Cute.
Yeah.
When they vaporized the space cow.
Yeah.
You laughed.
And everybody applauded.
Yeah, it's evil science. It's like Umbrella, right? I like that. So yeah, it was a cross between like the beginning of 28 Days Later and like a Resident Evil Umbrella evil corporation. I liked that. Some cool stuff there. One of the major features of 4.3.1 is obviously the opening of the last wing of the Onyx facilities, the science wing, which assumedly will have a boss fight with Dr. Jorrit or something that's left behind, something like that.
Boss fight?
Yeah.
Has there ever been a boss fight before?
Yes, so there are mini bosses in a variety of places in Star Citizen. So it will be a NPC that's particularly tough. So you had them around... The first time they used them, I think, were on the Siege of Orison.
Oh, yeah, no, that's because every time we got there, they were already dead.
We couldn't find them. And occasionally we'd be looking in a scope and see another team fighting them across like a mile away. So there are things like that. And obviously more recently, they've got the sort of like veteran pilots and things like that. They talked about a boss fight and a mini boss fight that they'd been working on. And also, Zin, you know that giant sandworm?
The Apex.
The Apex Valakar.
Yeah.
I would say that's a boss fight. I'm expecting something interesting. They mentioned in a monthly report there's a boss fight. Also, it makes sense to have Dr. Jorrit's lab either have like a mutated Jorrit or some sort of creature that he's made, or maybe even a Vanduul there or something, right?
You think? You think you'll have a Vanduul?
So, okay, Regen Crisis. Yeah, the Ibram spheres are all based on, or at least partly based on Vanduul technology, right?
Yeah, not Vanduul biology.
But you saw what I believe was a captured Vanduul blade.
Which would have Vanduul technology.
And probably a Vanduul inside.
Come
on.
I don't think it'd be alive.
It doesn't need to have been alive for it to be now active again.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, they were dealing with fucking regeneration, so maybe.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they could do something like that, because if they went, we put Alien in the game, we've put the Vanduul in the game, they're done for Squadron 42, people would be, oh my god, this is awesome, like, because it's a new character model, I think, and this is a huge, I reckon, and it's a huge hope, but if they put a Vanduul, mutated Vanduul or something like that in game, I think that would be an amazing way to round off the experience. And I have been right with my crazy theories before.
You fucking have. Can I also just add something as well? It's actually quite likely that the regen tech isn't Vanduul. It's come from something else, because Vanduul basically assimilate other people's technology.
Yeah, in a similar-ish way that the Banu do, right? Banu take and trade for technology or whatever, and then just assimilate it, and they use the best. The Vanduul raided and salvaged a load of tech and sort of add it to their own, and then you never know where it's come from.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not, I can't remember exactly what the Ibrahim says. I need to watch your lore video on it again. But I know they're not, the Ibrahim spheres and the regen tech and everything is influenced by Vanduul technology.
Yeah. It was only once the guy got hold of Vanduul stuff that he managed to work it out.
which is one of the reasons you have that blade in the Onyx facilities all sort of hooked up. They're doing the research that made the regen tech and potentially broke it. Because that's what I think that's happened with all this stuff. I think that ASD have broken the tech potentially on purpose. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they're stealing people's souls. Anyway, what else have we got for 4.3.1? Carriers and mothership stuff. That's the sort of thing I'm super excited about as well. Being able to use an Idris or your Polaris or whatever. Use the hangar there to rearm, repair, and refuel your ships. Super excited for that. It's not going to be all ships though, but bear that in mind. Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you, Zin. So obviously we've got the Apollo. We've got potentially new medical gameplay with that. Excited for that. CIG recently said we're going to more regularly and more reliably put the new ships that come into the game every so often, put them in the ship shops. Yeah? So there's more reliably a way that you can earn the base version of a ship in a ship shop. Now, we're coming up to the time where they should release the Fleet Week ships. So 3 months after Fleet Week-ish, they should be releasing the Asgard, the MTC, the Guardian MX in ship shops, so you can buy them with Alpha UBC.
Yeah.
They also should be releasing the Idris P. Do you think they will? Or do you think they'll go, nah, let's wait a bit longer?
I mean, they should.
They should.
I mean, they could make it ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. And I would, right? Make it ridiculously expensive.
They may also make it...
Oh, you're not going to say a Wicklow ship?
No, limited. So, like, they only have so many a week or something like that.
Stock.
I don't know.
Oh. Well, so, I like the idea. Oh, yeah, maybe you order it.
Yeah.
So you can go and buy it whenever, but there's a queue. So you buy it, and then it goes, yes, it will be delivered to your hangar in a week.
2 years.
No. No. Obviously, all this sort of stuff you'll be able to build in-game, buy in-game, get in-game in other ways. I just thought it was interesting to know if they're going to sell the Idris P in-game, because they should. And their statement recently suggests that they will. Otherwise, they're being pretty hypocritical. Interested to see if the Idris M will also be sold, but I suppose they said the base version of ships, and they wouldn't want to sell the Idris M, would be my expectation. But you might be able to get those weapon kits for them, or get those from Wicklow or something like that. But would you like to see them sell those capital ships, or do you actually think it will be causing issues because lots of people will start having them?
I think they should try and sell them. Because again, Alpha, if there are issues, they can change it. Yeah,
that's a good point. They can always take it out, or they can just artificially restrict it by just going, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to make it 20 billion or something. We'll have to wait and see. Pirate Week.
Yar.
Yar. It be Pirate Week, Sinya.
Oh, God.
My pirate voice is pretty good, to be honest, but it does hurt my throat. Pirate Week. Don't know when that's going to be starting. It typically is like on for a longer than a week, but it's like, actually, I know when it will start. International Talk Like a Pirate Day. 19th of September. Probably around then.
It's about 2 weeks.
Probably then for the rest of September. We don't know exactly when, because they could start whenever they want.
Maybe with Alpha 4.3.1.
Maybe. So that's another thing. They might tie it in with that. So last year with Pirate Week, we had a treasure hunt with a map and a riddle, and you could get yourself a little doubloon coin. I actually quite liked that sort of stuff they do with that. Screenshot competition, pirate ships, skins for ships for sale that are piratey. They had the Blockade Runner event last year that they were running. Do you think they do something like that again this year? Maybe even run Blockade Runner again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
Or like a pirate theme thing they could do it with like Arena Commander.
Yeah.
I don't think Blockade Runner's in-game at the moment. Correct me in the comments below if it is, and I'm just have totally avoided it. That is possible, because I wouldn't be actively looking for it. I typically only look for the new stuff. But it'd be interesting to see if they run that again, if they're not already running it. Citation needed. Pyrex, normally cool little event. They do a cool little event every month. Zin.
Yeah?
It's the road to CitizenCon.
It is. There is a path before us that we are walking.
Well, it's more of we're in the wilderness, there's an overgrown path, and we can't see where CitizenCon is beyond, we know it's on the 11th of October.
Yeah.
But CIG don't really give us as many shows, if any, with Inside Star Citizen Live, and that sort of jazz. There's a little bit of a drought, and we don't know what they're going to be showing at CitizenCon. There's obviously the 2-hour CitizenCon Direct livey stream. I say livey stream because it's going to be largely pre-recorded, from what we understand, which is one of the reasons they're not having as many Star Citizen Live and Inside Star Citizen shows, because they're using those studios and that recording time for CitizenCon, for pre-recording that stuff now. And we don't know exactly what they're going to be showing. I'm hoping we see Squadron 42 release date, and then a traditional advertising campaign start, a new trailer for it. Are you expecting or hoping to see anything particular at CitizenCon? What would be a dream CitizenCon for you other than, oh, Zinnia, they were going to give you £1 million because you're so cool. Other than that.
Damn it. I don't know, just more information about 1.0. Like, I'd really like to see where they are with that. And I'm kind of disappointed that they're not showing that in Inside Star Citizens.
Yeah, so they've changed pace. So it's monthly, right? They talk about the patch that's coming in a couple of weeks' time or a week's time with Inside Star Citizens, which has taken away some of the interesting stuff from the roadmap and extended development of the game. It's much more sort of like what's coming next as little adverts. Yeah, I think that's interesting. Do you think we're going to see the Nix system?
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah.
Because they need to start releasing these star systems if they want to get 1.0 released in 2028, right?
Yeah.
And it sort of makes sense. Do you think we're going to see updates for all of the stuff they showed last year? Is that the sort of thing that you expect?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be, for the most part, it will be updates like that, some cool new stuff that's coming soon, new ships and vehicles that they're releasing at CitizenCon, Squadron 42 updates, and look, this is how cool it is that we're doing these monthly patches, and Star Citizen's going to be really cool by the end of the year and a lot more playable. That's the sort of the spin for it and probably what they've got planned. I'm interested to know what other people think they're going to see at CitizenCon, what you hope to see. Because if they go, oh yeah, we've got base building, we're going to release the start of base building, start of next year. We're going to get engineering in by the end of this year, which I actually hope they do. Stuff like that. Like, very excited for CitizenCon. And Zin and I may be attending the UK watch party in the Leicester Space Centre, National Space Centre, whatever it's called. We might be going there. It sounded cool. But obviously, at the same point, we want to be able to cover the thing, maybe not live, but close to live. Yeah, tell us what you're doing for CitizenCon. Tell us, are you excited for it? What you're hoping to see? What are you expecting to see in Alpha 4.3.1 with like the tech preview build stuff? Are you expecting that to be phased into 4.3.1? Are you expecting to see engineering tested real soon? Where is engineering soon? They said they were about to test it. They said they were.
I think they've lost it.
They've lost it.
It's like fell down the back of the sofa or something.
Oh, mate, and there could be a spider down there. I'm not going down there. But yeah, tell us what you think in the comments below. And do you think Squadron 42 will be almost as big as an affair as GTA 6? I think it's fine for Chris Roberts to want it to be. He said he's hoping it to be as almost a big an event, which I would also hope. I'd be like, no, we're not hoping it will be as big an event as GTA 6. We're just not hoping that at all. We're hoping it's not received very well. Okay, yeah. Yeah, tell us what you think in the comments below. Also, something that you should definitely do. What is it, Sin? What should they definitely do? Go
to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer.
Yeah.
To get themselves a great deal on NordVPN, which gives you accessibility, security, and privacy on the internet.
Better versions of that. Better accessibility, better security, better the other ability. Whatever she said. That you can use the links. You don't have to type in that whole address. Oh, you don't get RSI in your fingers. Not Robert Space Industries, repetitive strain injury. That they are different things. Yeah. NordVPN. So goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Perfect. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for this month of September, we are giving away an RSI Apollo Triage, a medium-sized flying medical clinic. It also comes with lifetime insurance and access to Star Citizen with a game package. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during this month of September. If you would like to further support the channel, please remember to like, share, subscribe, watch my other videos on the channel for everything Star Citizen related. There's a load of useful links below as well to a load of stuff that I support or support me in some way with like NordVPN and all that sort of jazz, Game Glass, loads of cool stuff. But also, you could clickety-click on the join button under my videos to help support the channel even more by giving a little bit of money. Oh, isn't that good? Get a load of exclusive little bonuses as well. Or you can use Patreon to do pretty much the same thing, whatever you fancy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great September, and I'll see you in the verse.